All right, it's time to get started taking notes in your own words. So we're going to go back to our Microsoft Word document that we set up and start taking some notes. Here we go. All right, so the example I'm going to use today is on the United States of America, not one of your Africa countries. And I'm going to go back to the topic of family life that I am going to use as my example. So if I click on the family link over here, it takes me to this page where I have several paragraphs I can read about the family structure in the United States. And there's some previous and next buttons here. I believe those take you down through the list. So the next thing here says housing. So if I'm not responsible for that, I just need to stay on my family page and read only this section, okay? So you need to read and put things in your own words. You would never, from this page, you would never select something and copy and paste it. That's plagiarism and violates all sorts of copyright issues, and that's not the way we work. So you would be reading these paragraphs and taking notes in your own words. So the easiest way to do that is to split your screen. So to split your screen, you take your cursor up to the top of the window here, and I am going to move my text and I'm pushing it over to the left and letting go. So now it is on half my screen. Underneath it, I already had my Word document open. If you didn't have that open, you could open a Word document that you'd set up, and I'm going to push the Word document over to the right. So now I have a split screen with information that I can read over here and take notes over here. Okay. It looks like I'm going to have to do a little bit of scrolling. I'm using a laptop to make this screencast, so I'm using a 13-inch screen here. If you're on a larger computer like down in Lab 111, this might fit a little bit better on your screen. Okay. So taking notes. I set up this family life in the previous screencast. So one of the easiest ways you should always think about taking notes is to only put things in small phrases and use bullet lists. That's an easy way to check that you're not just literally copying and pasting somebody else's words. And then I would take the time to read the information. The first paragraph here, I don't want to take the time in the screencast to read it to you, but it is about the structure of households in America. And so I know that because I've read it, and I want to take some notes. So I might put in that I'm going to take some notes on the structure, or even this, I could say how American households are structured. And then if I look over here, and I'll point out some things here, it says a traditional household consisted of a mother, a father, and 2 or more children. But today, the number of married couples there are greater number of married couples that don't have children. We have single-parent households, same-sex couples households, and unmarried couple households as well. It goes on to say that 1/3 of all children are born out of wedlock, and American attitudes toward this vary. Roughly 1/3 accept it, another third consider it socially harmful or bad, and the remaining population doesn't have an opinion on how households are arranged or organized in the United States. So how do I take those ideas and make them into my own words over here? Well, I'm going to start by just making a bullet list of the things that I just read. So how American households are structured. They said we have single-parent families. Oops, I told you I was going to make a bullet list, didn't I? So I'm going to come up here to the home and click on my bullets. So it gave me a bullet right here. So we have single-parent houses. It told me that we have same-sex couple households. It told me we have married without children households. And we have unmarried couples. If I continue to read the next paragraph, I've already read ahead before I started the screencast, so I know that we also have multi-generational households, and that has grown in recent years to include 16% of our population. So since I'm taking some notes on households right here, and I've read that paragraph ahead, I'm going to add that to my list and say 16% of households are more than one generation. All right, multi-generational means that you might have some grandparents, parents, and kids all living in the same house. All right, so I would continue with the same process of taking my notes, the things that I think are important. You don't have to take a note on everything. Pick and choose the things that you want to report out during the culture fair, okay? And then again, once you have exhausted all the information on one topic, make sure that you start a new page for your second, third, and fourth topics, okay? Some of you may have notes that take 1 or 2 pages for one topic. That's perfectly fine. We're just saying to keep yourself organized, make sure that you start a clean page as you switch topics, okay? So that's how you would get started taking notes, and how you can split your screen and read on one side and take some bullet note lists on the other. If you have questions, just ask your teachers. Thank you.